Did you know that one of the most devastating home front disasters of World War II happened right here in California? I'm talking about the Port Chicago disaster of 1944. This tragic event is often overlooked in the annals of history, but it had profound implications not just for the war effort, but also for the civil rights movement in the United States. Welcome back to Crimes and Tragedies. Today, we delve into the harrowing details of this forgotten catastrophe. Port Chicago was a naval munitions base where mostly African-American sailors did the dangerous job of loading ammunition. These men were often given minimal training and were expected to handle volatile explosives under grueling conditions. On July 17, 1944, something went horribly wrong. An explosion rocked the entire bay, killing 320 servicemen. The blast was so powerful that it obliterated the pier and two ships docked there, sending debris flying for miles. The explosion was so massive it was felt 30 miles away. But what followed was just as shocking. Surviving sailors, angry at unsafe conditions, refused to go back to work. The Navy called it mutiny, charging 50 of them, highlighting deep racial inequities in the service. The trial of these 50 men, known as the Port Chicago 50, became a landmark case in the fight against racial discrimination in the military. The trial was highly controversial, with many arguing that the sailors were being unfairly punished for protesting unsafe working conditions. The men were convicted of mutiny, but their plight drew national attention to the systemic racism within the armed forces. In my opinion, the Port Chicago disaster underscored systemic injustice and sparked discussions that eventually helped shape civil rights progress within the military. The bravery of the Port Chicago 50 and their willingness to stand up against injustice paved the way for future generations. The disaster and the subsequent trial were pivotal moments that highlighted the need for change. It wasn't until 1948, 4 years after the explosion, that President Harry S. Truman signed Executive Order 9981, which began the process of desegregating the armed forces. This tragic event, though devastating, played a crucial role in the broader civil rights movement. It served as a stark reminder of the sacrifices made by African American servicemen and the injustices they faced. If you found this enlightening, hit like and subscribe. It really helps because the algorithm doesn't favor content like this. What do you think was the biggest takeaway from the Port Chicago disaster? Let us know in the comments below.